Today's message is about the spring and about the spring within the individual where all life pours forth. And we will be talking about the empathic portal of the higher heart, the heart within, the space of where all life pours forth in one spiritual world, and the space through which one broadcasts life on this tier, the space through which what many call the law of attraction is executed, the space of which what I refer to as the law of measure for measure, the angelic cadence that flows within the shadow of God, that flows within the angel who is within the material form to co-create with higher resonances in manifesting and actualizing and crystallizing a higher cadence of form within this tier, in an ascent, in a graduation, in an evolution and actualization of true love in the highest resonance. For in order for love to be true, one must be confronted with tremendous options of freedom, and one must choose love. And one's love is not real unless one's love is chosen, even if love is rejected, even if one is confronting negativity for their love, for that love is precious, for that love is not parsimony, that love is true, that love is altruistic, it's unconditional, and that is where we are headed along this tier. For when we embrace the highest cadences of unconditional love, we are embracing the language of eternity. For all source in its highest resonances are broadcasting unconditional love. For source does not want and source does not need. Source chooses. So source chooses to share its essence and intimacy, and to the degree that the angels within the human form banish themselves in shame and fractals and dualities and polarities, they cannot hear the music from beyond the veil and connect and swim within the rivers of eternity. So we want to discuss today the nature of the empathic portal, the heart that connects to the higher heart of all within. We want to discuss that space and the nature of it, for there are many misunderstandings along this earthly tier of how empathy works and what is empathy. For empathy is the spring of all life along this tier, and I want to discuss it and share it in co-creation. So all please join together with me. Pull together your song, your heart. Let all the colors of resonances join together and coalesce into a beautiful liquid light of white. And I shall immerse myself, cleanse my foundation within these waters of alignment and unity, and bring forth the coordinates for all to share in intimacy and oneness. The heart. The words of the heart enter the heart profoundly, and I am speaking to you from the higher hearts of all within, and I share with you that there are so many who think of empathy as being only having empathy for what is wrong in the world, having empathy for those who are suffering, who are going through abuse, who are going through oppression. That is empathy. But I say to you, brothers and sisters, empathy, the empathic portal is like a keyboard. It plays keys that are darker and higher, and it is the construct of actualization through which the angel along this tier, who is within a body consciousness, is allowed to actualize and materialize in co-creation actively what it is in co-creation that they were sent forth to blossom. And I say to you, it all comes through the chords of the heart. And I say to you that there are many who feel empathy for what is wrong and for those that are suffering, but I say to you that is the baser frequency of empathy. Sure, that is magnificent, but that is the lowest tier along the ladder of empathy. And I say to you, along this tier, there are many who are diagnosed as being depressed, not at balance, feeling oppressed. And I say it's so unnecessary And many of these people are suffering because they see all the suffering and struggle in this tier, and they feel it, and they coincide with it and coalesce with it and linger in these baser frequencies. And I say, why? Don't you realize that with your empathic portal, you bring forth into your circle of influence what it is your heart sings? So is the nature of the construct called measure for measure, through which nature, along our tier, works in co-creation to manifest the resonance of the angel and track within the physical form. And so I say to you that empathy is far greater than just feeling compassion with what is wrong. Empathy on a higher resonance is feeling compassion with what is right. An individual who is truly empathic, an individual who truly feels the resonances of higher energy, will recognize in the happiness of another and happiness for themselves, in the deliverance of another, the deliverance of themselves. For we are all one along this tier. And I challenge anyone who is lingering in resonances of depression or loneliness, I say to these individuals, have you managed to feel joy in another's joy? Have you managed to feel success in another's success? Have you managed to co-create and share that resonance? For if you do, you will bring yourself to equilibrium, and you will see this world is much larger. And you needn't see the world through red-colored glasses, and you can see the world in greater clarity, and you can realize that you can swim in the resonances of the highest frequencies, and you can touch in success, you can touch in bountifulness, you can touch in healing, you can touch in deliverance, if you just choose to co-create and join with others in those resonances, whether they be along this material realm or in the frequencies that broadcast from beyond. But you can, through all source, align through it with all within and coalesce in the energies for the betterment of all, to broadcast in the highest resonances of love and deliverance and healing and reunion. And in such a space, all are sacred. And we needn't learn these lessons from the oppressor. We needn't learn these lessons from evolution, of fight and flight and struggle. We needn't learn these through confrontations with command and conquer, or shock and awe. We don't need to dabble in those baser frequencies any longer. We just uplift our brethren and our sisters, and we say, join with us. We see the magnificence and glory of your music. We need to co-create with you. You are so special and magnificent, and I see the potential of your music, and it is so needed and vital, and I will learn from it. And to the degree that I give you existence through recognizing your frequency, you are free to recognize through my eyes your greater glory and your magnificence, and we can all begin to use our empathic portal, our heart chakra, our higher heart, to broadcast clarity and light along this tier, for that is the way of the higher resonances, and that is the way of the great reunion, that is the way of the great reunion, and that is the way of actualizing the true love construct along this tier.